Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking something literally every student needs but rarely gets explicitly taught: a reliable, repeatable system to handle academic hurdles. We're going to take all that frustrating guesswork out of academics and break down the young problem solver's blueprint. Let's get started. Have you ever just stared at a massive school project and felt completely, totally frozen? Like your brain just hit a brick wall and refused to cooperate? Okay, let's dive into this because I can guarantee you are absolutely not alone in that experience. That feeling of total overwhelm is an incredibly common reaction when you're faced with a mountain of academic expectations. But what if you had a tool to instantly melt that freeze response right away? Well, here is our very own master plan for This Explainer, showing exactly how we'll construct these problem-solving skills step by step. We've got the student problem puzzle, introducing the blueprint, laying the foundation, building your solution, and finally reviewing the results. All right, section 1, the student problem puzzle, facing the overwhelm. Because hey, complex school problems are completely normal, but ignoring them? That only aggravates the anxiety. So before we can build anything new, we've got to clear the construction site. Like I said, facing complex school problems is just part of the process. It's actually supposed to be hard. But there are two distinct ways you can handle an academic challenge. On the left, we've got panic mode. This is when you react emotionally to the size of the task, your stress spikes, and you completely freeze up. It is chaotic. On the right, though, is blueprint mode. This is where you react logically with a deliberate, organized plan. Choosing blueprint mode is frankly the ultimate stress reliever because it actively replaces all the chaos and fear of panic mode with absolute clarity and actionable steps. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what I mean. When you engage in unstructured worrying, meaning you're just letting the problems spin endlessly around in your head without a plan, your stress levels just skyrocket. But notice how adopting a blueprint approach drops that stress significantly. By taking the problem out of your head and putting it into a structured, physical format, you drastically reduce your academic anxiety. You stop worrying and you start working. Moving into section 2, introducing the blueprint. What is a blueprint? Think about it. You wouldn't build a house without a plan, so you really shouldn't tackle a major school problem without one either. So what is it exactly? A problem-solving blueprint is a structured, step-by-step framework used by students to logically conquer complex academic challenges. It's all about taking those intimidating, massive roadblocks and systematically breaking them down until they're nothing more than a series of highly solvable, bite-sized puzzles. It fundamentally shifts the power right back into your hands. I really want to highlight this quote right from our source material, Problem-Solving Skills for School Students. It's a great reminder that this isn't just some recycled corporate management advice. These tools are engineered precisely for your daily student experience, whether you're navigating middle school, high school, or a tough college course. This framework is built exactly for what you are going through. Let's move to and see how this builds into our next phase with section 3, laying the foundation, identifying the problem. You know, every great structure requires a rock-solid base. For us, laying the foundation means taking the critical time to identify and precisely define the exact problem we're facing before we ever try to fix it. Step 1, pause and breathe. You simply cannot build on a shaky, panicked foundation. Regulate that nervous system first. Step 2, define the specific problem. Is the problem just that you hate science, or is the specific problem that you don't understand how to balance a chemical equation? You've got to be precise. Step 3, gather the facts. What do you actually know? What resources or notes do you have? If you don't take the time to build this strong structural foundation right now, your whole project risks collapsing under pressure later on. Which brings us to the active construction phase. Section 4, building your solution, framing and brainstorming. Hard assignments, group project miscommunications, poor time management, test anxiety. The versatility of this blueprint is just incredible. Whether you're struggling to write a sprawling 10-page history paper or you're trying to navigate that one biology lab partner who completely ghosts you, the exact same framework applies to all of these scenarios. Remember, brainstorming builds the frame of your solution. Generate ideas without judgment. The goal here is getting ideas up quickly, just like a construction crew slapping up the initial wooden frame of a house. You just need to get the basic structure in place first. Do not worry if they aren't perfect, and definitely don't judge them yet. The smoothing, the painting, the refinement, that all comes much later. And finally, it's time to put the roof on. Section 5, reviewing the results, the final inspection. Okay, so you've laid the foundation, built the frame, brainstormed, and executed your plan. Now it's time for that final inspection. There are three primary outcomes of your blueprint execution: success, partial success, which just means it needs some tweaking, or learning from failure. So the crucial point is that even when a solution completely fails to get the grade you wanted, it is not a dead end. Not at all. It simply provides you with the vital data and structural insights you need to build an even stronger, more resilient blueprint next time. In this system, nothing is ever wasted.
So I'll leave you with this. What's the first problem you're going to build a blueprint for today? Seriously, don't wait for the next massive academic crisis. Pick a hurdle right now, no matter how small. Grab some paper and start architecting your solution. You have the tools, you understand the structure, and you are entirely capable of engineering your own academic success. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Stay curious and happy building.